After about an hour. Yeah, you got here at 10:45.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's been an hour.
It's cool though. We love spending time with Britt. It's cool. A lot of technical difficulties.
So many technical difficulties. I'm very frustrated that I woke up this morning and my podcast mics were broke. Well, one was broke. And I don't know why, because I don't even use them that often. But luckily, I'm a nerd and I have all these other ones just sitting around the house. Anyways, y'all already know by the title. You can see his face on the thumbnail, who is sitting next to me right now. The reason I even started doing this podcast is because this man right here was like, I have something to say. So we're finally here. He canceled on me last time, but that's okay.
No, I did not, Britt. Don't be telling those stories. You know I ain't cancel on you.
Let me finish the intro.
Okay. Go ahead.
Without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you one of my best friends, the guy that made me who I am, the reason you all love me, Mr.
I can't stop smiling.
Bryant Hill. Welcome to the Off Days podcast. I'm your host, Brittany, here with JB. I'm just so blessed that you're finally here.
I'm sure everybody feels like I was supposed to come here a long time ago. But, it's God's timing. We're going to have us a good time today.
Yeah, sorry for the delay, but we're finally here. How have you been? How's life?
Life is amazing. I've actually been the best. I can't complain. I have nothing to complain about. Everything's been pretty good.
So what's next?
So about 2 weeks ago?
No, it was like last week, wasn't it?
Nah, it had to be about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks? Okay.
I signed to the University of Nebraska at Kearney.
Ooh. Congratulations. We'll get into that later, but that's pretty exciting. You're like a 25-year-old sophomore.
Britt, stop
COVID
telling
year,
people that.
red shirt year.
I'm 22, y'all. Britt be trying to make it seem like I'm old.
Y'all are old.
We're just older.
No one at the school even really knows who you are anymore. The other day, you guys, he walked into the locker room, and one of our girl managers was like, "Who are you?"
But
so disrespectful.
In the school has me with hair. I don't have hair anymore.
I think even if you did have hair,
she still wouldn't have knew who I was. You think so? I don't know. I feel like she would have knew.
When Micah comes to school, like, he's kind of nervous to go in the locker room because people don't know who he is.
I ain't gonna lie, it's very humbling to walk in there and they like, "Who are you?" Or you can even see it on their face when they looking at us. They be like, "Who is this?" I'm like, "Dang, you wouldn't even be here." But we ain't gonna do all that.
No, we are.
We ain't gonna do all that, Britt.
Oh, we are. Okay. So the first kind of thing I like to talk about when people, come on my show is how did we meet and what were your first Brittany moments?
Where was we at? Bob Night? We was playing Timberview, right? We was playing against Joey, and then you took this picture.
Joey and Keontae, right?
No, we wasn't playing Keontae. We was just playing Timberview.
Oh.
And you took a picture of me and Joey. I was dribbling. He was guarding me on defense. We gonna pull up that picture. I'm gonna find a picture. I feel like I have it. If you don't have it, I know I have it. But yeah, and then you send me the picture, and then from there we just started communicating. I didn't just, it didn't just stop at the picture. I actually got to know you. I asked you to come to some more games.
Some, you mean by some he means all.
Yes, and then we had a shootout at Duncanville, and I know you remember. And then you came, and I spoke to you, and you was like, "Nobody ever speaks to me." I was like, "Why wouldn't I speak to you?" And you took my picture when I didn't ask you to.
I don't remember saying that.
Yes, I remember, because we was in the tunnel, and you was at the top.
Oh, yeah, I remember because you like put me on your Instagram story. You were the first person to do that, and then everyone else started doing it.
Exactly.
But I remember the first game, I thought it was when you played Wade at Bob Knight. Or was that later? Remember when Priest hit that shot?
Was it a
Like fall league, right? At Boss League.
I know what game you're talking about, but that was after we played Joey now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I didn't remember the Timberview game.
Because the Timberview game was our first fall league game. For sure.
I don't even know how I ended up there because I didn't know y'all.
Don't either. I don't know how you ended up there. I don't even know why you was there.
I don't know either.
But you took the picture and I was like, she got to come back.
You know what? I think I was up there with my brother and maybe he wanted me to take pictures of some kids he was working out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, your dad's team was probably up there playing.
Probably. I don't know.
No. Your dad's team was playing because I remember at that time I had a teammate that played on your dad's team, DJ.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we played on Showtime together.
Oh.
Yeah, and I used to always see you taking his pictures and stuff.
Okay.
And then you came to my game. And I was like, oh, this is Britt. She need to come to our school.
Well, at the time, nobody else was taking pictures or anything like that either. And I always tell people that you made me popular. I didn't know you were popular. It was weird.
Yes, I wasn't that popular at the time. People didn't realize I was popular for real until I got with you.
That's so cap.
That's not cap.
No.
People didn't realize it until you started filming and taking pictures of everything. And then I was like, oh, JP's cool. Before that, like even through middle school, people knew who I was, but they didn't respect who I was or nothing like that. It was more so just, that's JB. He played basketball. He played football.
I guess. I mean, you had already had a championship before I even came, though. Like,
true. Okay.
So, like,
okay, if you put it like that.
You were popular. I wasn't. And then it was like, I took pictures of you, and then I remember everyone would ask you to talk to me.
Right.
Like Micah and Zurich, and everyone else was like, Juan. Yeah. So you were kind of like the one that like started it all. And then I'd go to Wade's games. I go to your games. I was going to Kimball games. And then by the end, Coach Johnson was like, you need to come with us to state. And I remember I walked in the gym for practice. And you were like, what are you doing here? Do you remember that?
No.
And I was like, I'm never coming back to practice.
That made you feel some type of way?
Yes, because you know me. Like, people don't know how shy I am and introverted I am. And so, like, I remember when Coach Johnson was like, yeah, come to practice, I was freaking out. I was like, are you sure? Like, is that okay?
And that was my thing. I feel like the only reason you came was more so because we talked. It had nothing to do with the pictures. It was because we had conversation.
I didn't go to practice for you.
Well, duh. But you considered it because we've had conversation.
No.
Right or wrong.
At that point, I was covering the team. And I was like, I want to see how they practice and get some practice content. And I was like, okay, yeah, if it's okay.
Okay.
So I remember I finally went. I didn't know it was like open practice. I didn't know Coach Peavy just didn't really care who was there and stuff like that. And then after practice, me, you, and Juan talked for like hours.
Is this the one where Juan was talking about what he was going to do if we would have won?
Juan was like, when we win state, you have to take this picture of me.
Oh, this is it, bro. He was beating the ground. That was hilarious,
I'm going to put the video clip right here because I still have it.
Okay, bet. Yeah, that's a funny clip. That's iconic for sure. And it's crazy because we didn't even get to...
Well, Juan has a picture of that, but you weren't on the team.
That's crazy.
And then, so then I remember I started, getting to know you a little bit more because I started going to all the practices. I rode with you guys, like, on the bus and stuff like that. But I feel like then I was very just, like,
chill,
up in the front. Back. I wasn't talking to anybody. But then we just started pumping out these vlogs and videos and behind-the-scenes content. And no one else was doing it. And then it was like...
Britt, it happened so fast. I didn't even realize it was happening. Like, it just happened.
What was the game?
Which game? What happened?
The free throws.
That was Grand Prairie?
Okay, I didn't know if it was South Grand Prairie or Grand Prairie.
That was Grand Prairie.
But we did such a cool video for that. And remember, I was, like, interviewing you.
In the office?
Yes. And we were, like... I feel like that video really just, like...
They did it. That was one of
Yeah.
the ones, Britt. I ain't gonna forget that video. That was fun. That was my first time really doing something in depth like that, as far as the video goes too. I mean, I've did interviews.
Do you remember when your voice
cracked?
Yeah.
Don't do that, bro.
Should we put that clip in
No,
there?
don't put that clip in there.
We gotta stay like this. I can't keep saying that. My voice cracked and everything, bro. What we gotta do to win?
Don't put that clip in there. It happens though. All the youngins out there, your voice gonna crack. It's cool. Don't let Britt make fun of you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was funny though. I feel like that was my first time really like around you guys though. Like I wouldn't go in the locker room. I remember the first round game, I didn't even go in the locker room. We played at like Legacy. We were playing South Grand Prairie that game, I think, because Coach Jay's like nephew was playing, and the coaches were like, "Do you want to come in the locker room and film?" And I was like, "No."
That was first round. I thought we played Keontae in the first round.
No, that was Keontae was second round.
Second round. Okay, bet.
Louisville was second round.
Okay,
Yeah.
bet.
Because by that round I was a little bit more comfortable. I was like, okay.
I didn't even play. He poked me in the eye.
Oh, I do remember that. I have pictures of you and Miss Johnson. But yeah, like I didn't even go in the locker room, and by the end I was super comfortable around you guys. And we were cutting down the nets when we beat Odessa. We were celebrating in the locker room, and I remember you guys were like, "Cut down the net."
Yeah.
I didn't want to cut down the net.
Yeah, that was our second time cutting down
It's
the
over
net.
there.
But
See, it's one of those three on the wall over there on the metal.
But it's crazy because you're not an athlete, but you got the same
I'm
amount.
not an athlete.
Anymore.
Oh, okay.
Anymore.
Yeah, okay.
And you have the same amount of, medals.
Yeah.
You really got the same amount of nets as me. That's what's crazy.
Should have more, but we won't talk about this here.
I should too. But you're right. We ain't gonna talk about that.
So then we're going to state. Like, it was so cool. Like, I had never experienced anything like that. I didn't even know, like, you guys were good. And people always ask how I got to Duncanville. And it's such a God thing how it worked out. Like, it wasn't like I tried to come around or whatever. It just kind of happened naturally. And so by the time we were going to state, I was like, this is so cool. Like, we remember the send-off. And I remember you had shades on and you had dyed your hair orange.
Evan had got sick. I remember everything from that day like it was yesterday. I cannot forget that day. That was crazy. And then we went off to practice.
That was the hardest practice. That was pretty hard practice.
It was a long practice for sure too. We was practicing for a minute, but I didn't know that was the last time we
I know.
gone.
Okay, so looking back now, how do you feel about that opportunity just being robbed from you your senior year and really getting a true chance to like go back to back?
I don't feel like we got robbed. I feel like everything's happened for a reason, Of course I wanted to go and I wanted to experience that with my teammates again, but they got it done the next year, and I was really just thankful to even just get my ring from the next year. So I really can't complain. I wish we would have went, and they ain't gonna lie, it made me sad when we didn't go. Like, I was really, 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 really sad. But I mean, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. What do you remember about after that? Because I feel like it was postponed for the longest.
Yes.
And we were still having Zoom meetings, and we were all just so hopeful that maybe like in a couple weeks we were getting ready to play. And I feel like that's when we kind of got close because there was nothing else to do but like Snapchat and talk and stuff. And you had got Champ,
and
your
it
dog.
was COVID, so everybody was outside. We was outside.
Yeah. What do you remember about
content.
like that time?
I just remember us having to make a lot of outside content and really spend quality time with people. Like, it was COVID. We couldn't really just go nowhere, so you had to really force communication with people because a lot of people was in quarantine. A lot of people was getting sick. So, the people who you really care for, it really showed during COVID. That's how I feel, at least.
Yeah. I didn't unpack my bag. I thought we were still
Bro, I thought we was gonna go too. Like, I'm really at home. I'm just waiting. I'm like, bro, we gonna go. Postpone. And that's the thing. Everybody was asking, and it was like, postpone. That's the word.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna forget that word. Postpone. Not canceled. Postponed. And then we never played. And it was like, okay, wow.
Yeah. Do you remember I did that little awards thing where I asked, because at that time I had like blew up on Instagram. Like I had got a lot of followers really fast. And so you know me, I did like the little graphic where it was like, who do you want to quarantine with? And then I did like an award show where it was like, who's your favorite player in the DFW, like player of the year, da 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 da. And remember, I would FaceTime the winner, and then I posted
I know
them.
exactly what you're talking about.
And then you had your medals. You came with like, I think I still have the pictures. First of all, you can go put your awards away.
You know, all these guys are a bunch of things, but me, I'm a winner. A winner. What they say, winner, winner, chicken dinner.
In videos, but
did I have shades on, or I'm tripping?
You probably
I
did.
think I had shades on. I had all.
And Champ was like sitting there.
I remember that.
And you won like so many awards.
And it was fan vote, right?
Yeah, it was like
I remember
the
that.
followers voted.
Hey, I don't know if I ever said that. Shout out to Britt fans, man. Y'all be doing y'all thing. The real ones. The real Britt fans. Y'all be doing y'all thing. Even back then, y'all was doing y'all thing.
Probably more so then than now.
For sure. Because
I feel like a lot of the people that I kind of came up with, they're like older now. Even some like older than you. So it's a different... Today's kids are just different.
Yeah, social media is different.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
It's way different. And even just from our conversation yesterday when I sent you that video, you were like, oh my God, I haven't had this much content since high school. Like, and it hasn't been that much time, but like, when you were in high school, people weren't getting workout videos and workout pictures. But now it's just like, that's the expectation. That's what kids expect, to get a freaking mixtape and high quality pictures every time they pick up a basketball. That's what do you think about that?
Kids now. I feel like they look too high on that stuff. Like, real life is what it is. Like, social media is cool. When me and Britt was doing all that, we wasn't doing it, you know, for an image or nothing like that. It was just fun. We was just, you know, recording and taking pictures, documenting what we was doing. You know, we was winning state. We was winning games. Like, we was top team. And not only the state, but one of the top teams in the country. We was top in
15,
the country?
At
like
least?
top 15?
Yeah.
We was just documenting, but that's not real life. Real life is still real life, bro, at the end of the day. So what happens in real life is real, not social media. So a mixtape not going to make you good at basketball. You're going to have to
work.
Yeah, you still going to have to show when you get on the court, not just off a mixtape and some Instagram followers. Like,
yeah. I feel like it's just gotten really bad that people's value as like an athlete depends on what people say about them. And it's like, well, I'm not working hard if I don't have, you know, if I don't show it. And I feel like it's completely false, because you look at you are so MIA on social media. You have been, and I hate it, but that's another topic. But it's like, look at the year and the success you've had, but you're not one to post every time you're in the gym, every time you're in the workout.
Bro, I know people probably be thinking I don't go to the gym.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people probably be thinking that, but I go to the gym every day. It's just, I hate clock in, clock out dudes. Like, that's so burnt out. It's played out. You don't have to post every time you go to the gym. But that's just how I feel.
No, I agree. It's just a different time we're living in with kids and social media, and like, I feel like it's parents too that want to post like their kid shooting or doing this or doing that, and now it's like parents actually run the kid's social media account. And for me, it's so weird, because at first I'd be thinking I'm talking to like one of the guys, and it turns out to be their dad.
Hey, that's funny, because that's how my mom is with my little brother.
Yeah, so it's like,
that's funny.
but I'm like, okay, you're 15, 16 years old. Like, at some point, let's transition the accounts or whatever. Because I'm like, do parents not know that when someone writes a tweet about them and they quote retweet it and they're like, I'm so great. I'm like, you don't sound like a 14, 15-year-old
kid. You sound like a grown-up.
Yeah.
That's probably, that's funny.
What if your mom would have, like, done that for you? That would have been funny.
Well, social media didn't start coming out until I was a kid, so my mom didn't really... I ain't gonna say she didn't know, because she's older than me, so of course she knew, but it wasn't really it's just how it is now. Like, with Bryce growing up, he's actually around that, so he knows what social media is. He probably knows what you can see on social media, so she be like, nah. She got all these restrictions on his phone and stuff. It'd be funny. He'd be like, I can't do it.
No, it's crazy. Like, when Bug was a freshman, his dad was still running his account. And we had, like, a team group chat. And, of course, at times, funny, inappropriate posts that are just, like, jokes get thrown in there. And I remember at one point, Bug told everyone, like, yeah.
Relax.
My dad's which, I mean, his dad is super cool. So, like, it was just funny, though. And I was like, I didn't know that was a thing until, like, Bug was the one that told me. And it's even more funny because at the beginning of his junior year, we completely revamped his account. We wanted to make it more, I'm a 4 or 5-star college recruit, and less just random basketball clips of me from like 5th and 6th grade that like my parents were posting, because there's a different look and feel and brand that you're kind of going for, you know. Like,
yeah, before you did that, I want to say Bug was a workout machine. I used to watch,
but his
Bug
dad
work
was
out
posting
every day.
that.
Yeah, it was cool though. Like, see him work out like that every day. Now that's different.
Yeah,
that's a consistent workout post, and he was doing that every day. Like, Bug really worked out like that.
And the thing that like me and Coach Hill had told him, like, it's fine, like, if your dad posting that and you can like share and share and share, but as we were trying to like grow his brand into like getting NIL deals and whatever, we want to brand him as, you know, a superstar, elite 5-star athlete, and they agreed, and they were like fine with it. So because
without those videos, he wouldn't have been able to grow into what you was trying to make him grow into.
Yeah,
so it makes sense. It was a good idea, good transition.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you remember about Foreverland? Like, I'm talking OG, back in the day, like that first shirt. Like, what did you think when I gave you that black shirt, long sleeve with the hood on it, which was just like so elite when I think about it?
Well, Britt, I remember, I feel like I did. I don't be wanting to say I did, but I remember you sending me like the mock-ups, or am I
probably did.
You was sending me the mock-ups, and then you was like, okay, we'll do bang bang. When you finished it, you was like, I'm gonna bring it to the Richardson game. I'm gonna bring it, because, you know, you was taking our pictures and stuff. You was like, I'm gonna be at the Richardson game, so I'll just bring it to you.
I think I brought it to your senior night.
You brought it to the Richardson game, the one we lost.
I thought okay.
And then you brought it in the locker room. I looked at it. And I'm thinking, like, every game, you know, I wear my jacket, my zip-up jacket, wear the hood. Yes, every game. I'm like, I'm putting this on. And then I put it on, I went out there.
I was so embarrassed. I don't think people realize that, like, for me starting Foreverland, because people wanted me to do merch, because at that time, like, video people, the big-time people were starting to do merch. And me being me, self-conscious and self-aware, like, I didn't want to put Britt on a shirt. Like, that would be so weird to me.
Yeah.
So, whatever, the whole Foreverland thing came together. The logo was just so clean, because at that time, everyone was wearing Kyrie's, and it was just bright neon.
Colors,
everything was just bright neon.
Kobe's was out too. Yes. Crazy
colors and everything. So I was like, okay, yeah, like, we'll do this. And I like bright colors, so it was very on brand for me. But like, when I saw you wearing it, I was just like, oh my, I was like, this is so embarrassing, because my name was on the back, like, small. Remember the original shirts did that.
Great.
But I was just like, oh my god. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get a few pictures. Like,
and I was wearing it with confidence.
You were.
I was rocking it.
You were smiling in the pictures, warming up.
And I want to say somebody else wore it with me too, or am I tripping?
I think it was just you.
You sure? So,
I don't think I gave one to anyone else on the Duncanville team.
Okay.
Because I had one. They gave me like, he gave me like some free ones, and so like, remember at that point I gave some to a couple girls that I was working with. I gave one to Wade, obviously, Terrio and Jay, because they were, you know, some of my like original people. Walter, it was like, you know, that group. And I was only really close to you to begin with at Duncanville, because it was funny, because then I posted the picture of you. I mean, first of all, it was game of the year, but everybody wanted that shirt after that.
Why?
Like, Zurich and Evan bought one, Jackson bought one, Cam bought one. It was like, it was crazy how, and it was one of those things where it was like, you couldn't just like Google it or go online to get it.
I feel like the fact that we had lost had brought more attention to it as well. You get what I'm saying? Like, we had lost that game. That was our first district loss. So that was crazy too. It made the shirt like, everybody was paying attention, because they like, Duncanville lost. And then we dropped the pictures and stuff, and I had the shirt on. That was crazy. That was a crazy time. That was lit. That's probably one of your favorite moments. I know for a fact. You always tell me about that.
The Richardson game?
No, me wearing the shirt.
Yeah.
The game.
Yeah, I tell people that Foreverland wouldn't be as popular as it was if you hadn't worn that shirt and I took that picture. Juan got one after that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like at that point we were just such a good duo with everything. Like I feel like every game I would take a new picture of you. Mm-hmm. And I kind of got mad because at one point you stopped posting my pictures and you were like, you challenged me. You were like, well, they all look the same. Remember? Because I would just kind of take the same looking pictures. And at that point I was like, okay, you know, because I'm competitive. I'm going to be an athlete at heart. So at that point I would roam around the gym. I'd go up high. I started moving around more. Then you were like, oh.
And I know how I am. I used to be honest with Britt.
You still are. That's why we work.
Honest. So if I didn't like it or if something was wrong, I'd tell her.
Yeah, like your commitment graphic I made for you 2 days ago.
Hey, I was gonna post my commitment today and announce it, but it's a lot of people's birthday today, and I want y'all to enjoy y'all birthday.
Happy birthday, Wade.
Tomorrow, exactly, Wade. Ennis, I don't know if you know Ennis.
I think so.
His birthday. It's a lot of people's birthdays today, so I want y'all to appreciate that.
And then I started taking like more than just action shots. Like I remember the picture of you and Bryce during the home Richardson game.
Bryce with the book, bro.
I didn't remember. I didn't know Bryce was your brother at that point.
For real? So you just thought he was there?
The Richardson game at home when I took the picture of you at halftime, I didn't know that was your brother. I just thought it was cute.
Oh, so you just took the picture thinking I'm just with a little kid?
Yeah.
Nah.
And then I sent it to you and you were like, that's my brother. And I was like, oh, so then I started taking pictures of him like on the sideline. You remember that one at Skyline? He went over to the Gator.
The water, bro. That was funny, bro.
He had his polo.
That's one of my favorite Bryce
pictures.
pictures. That's my favorite Bryce picture.
I think one time he was eating nachos on the bench. But of course, while we're on the topic of Bryce, my favorite Bryce moment is when your career's on the line. You were missing free throws right and left. Round 2, sold out game. Seconds left, and Bryce is reading like
a book.
Curious George.
He's reading a book.
How is he just reading? On the end of the bench. And I'm not talking just like reading it. I mean, he's on the floor just like... We're putting that video clip in. We have to put that in.
And if you know Bryce, if you've been around Bryce, he's so nerdy. Like, that's so Bryce to do. Like, read a book.
At least now at your games, he's playing video games on his phone.
Well, now at the games, he's the one running around with the basketball. So,
yeah.
That's good to hear, too.
Okay, so back to Foreverland. Then I started selling at the tables, and back then I wasn't making money. I didn't know what I was doing, but you, CJ, Wade, and Walter would be up at the field house with me, slaving, working for free. What do you remember about those moments together?
I remember it being COVID, so we all had to wear the mask. I remember that for sure.
And y'all used to get in trouble from that lady.
And we used to be running around the freaking gym, just sporting Britt shirts, watching games, laughing, bro. That was just fun. We was just being, teenagers for real. It was fun. I enjoyed it. That was some of the most fun I done had.
I was very appreciative because at the time, like, I didn't know, like, what I was doing, but I know that I needed help because I still had to, like, take pictures.
And you was working hard. Like, everybody had a high expectation for you at the time. So it was good for us to just take some of that weight off and sell shirts. And plus, you was giving us some for free, so.
Yeah, y'all were my little marketing people.
We was Till Gang. Don't forget.
Yeah, y'all were very annoying, though, I must say.
We were kids still.
Yeah. Like, by the time y'all were like, okay, we have to go, I was like, please. I was like, please go.
And that was around the same time. COVID, we was having a lot of open gyms too, like a lot of runs. So that was a good promotion for Foreverland too, when we was having the runs, because everybody wanted to wear your shirts because they knew. Cameras was going to be there. We was having runs. So that was good, too.
I think my peak moment was when Cade Cunningham wanted one. And I didn't know who he was.
That's what did it for you?
I didn't know who he was.
You didn't know who Cade was?
Okay.
And we had played them.
No, that was the first time I had heard of him, the Mount Verde game. But
okay.
I guess, like, you know me, like, if you tell me who someone is, I'm like, okay.
Who is that?
Yeah, like, I don't really, like, fangirl or, like, get excited. And so, I remember he had messaged me and was like, how can I get one? And I was like, I'll mail it to you. So I ended up sending it to him at Mount Verde, which was crazy. And then when he came home for COVID, he wanted another one. I think he wanted like 2 more. It was like crazy. And then a couple of his teammates did. Like, once it got to like college kids and people like that wanting it, I was like, whoa, like.
Now it's crazy.
Yeah.
The picture I sent you the other day, me and my mom at like a little, you know, truck. You know how they got like taco trucks and stuff like that.
Food trucks.
Yeah, food truck stop, you know, and it was just a girl in there wearing a Foreverland shirt. She just casually walking around, normal day. I'm like, can I take a picture of you in your shirt? I'm gonna send it to Britt. She like, what you want to take a picture for? Who's Britt? I'm like, that's the lady who make the shirt. She like, oh, go ahead.
That's funny. Someone sent me a picture of it in a thrift store in like West Virginia. I was like, whoa.
Foreverland made it. It's funny. Foreverland made it. We at
like,
the thrift
whoa.
stage. That's funny.
Okay, so let's shift gears here.
Okay.
Duncanville. What was your experience like with Duncanville? I know you had 2 years with Coach Chism, right? And then 2 years with Coach Peavy. And overall, just your 4 years there, what do you remember most about just Duncanville?
Dang, that's crazy that you asked me that, because nobody ever asked me. They always ask me, like, post Chism with Coach Peavy. Nobody ever asked me about Coach Chism either. But my freshman year, I was on freshman. And
on varsity?
No, I was on freshman as a freshman.
You were on freshman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I went to middle school in Desoto, and I came to Duncanville, where at Desoto we won middle school championship my 8th grade year. So everybody like, you gonna go to Desoto? And then I showed up at Duncanville. Everybody like, why you at Duncanville? Y'all just won the middle school championship at Desoto. So I was on freshman, me and all my friends and stuff. So I really enjoyed that. I was averaging like 30. It was easy.
Are you exaggerating?
No, I'm serious. It's like 28.
Okay.
So
30.
A little exaggeration.
That's 30. No, that's 30.
Yeah, I was at like 28. So the next year, I go through summer workouts with varsity and stuff. And then Coach Chism put me on varsity. I get second team all district as a sophomore. And then Coach Peavy comes.
Wait a minute, though. I want to know what it was like playing for Coach Chism, because I feel like a lot of people don't really, like, give him his credit. And Coach Peavy always does. Like, he, you know, has nothing but great things to say about, like, you know, Coach Chism. And it was obviously, like, unfortunate, you know, like, what happened. But, you know, things,
Coach Chism was a very more so hard, whereas Coach Peavy is a hard-nosed coach, too. But Coach Chism is really hard-nosed. He going to test your mental strength. Like, with Coach Chism, we'll lift every day, lift, run, lift. Then he'll just throw the basketball out for open gym. We ain't do no basketball drills. We didn't do none of that.
Yeah.
We'll just lift every day, and then he'll throw the basketball out, open gym. We go home and then go to the pool on Fridays. That's how Coach Chism was. He was tougher. Like, he was more so a tough, less basketball, more mental toughness, more weight, strength. You know, it was more so that with him. But he's a great coach. I love Coach Chism. Even if Coach Peavy would have never came, I feel like we still would have won state. We probably would have played Coach Peavy. But
yeah, I like crazy. Coach Chism. He always just, like, every time I see him in the gym, because I've seen him a lot this summer, he's always just complimentary of my work and just, like, seems like a real cool dude. Me and
ET be going up there to see the hill every now and then, because ET had him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know, he was ET coach for 4 years, so I only had him for 2, well, really 1.5. But I really, really enjoy Coach Chism. Like,
yeah,
I appreciate him more than a lot of people think, and he doesn't get the respect he deserves because of what happened while he was there. But you can ask a lot of people who played for him. Like, Coach Chism is a very highly respected coach, and we all appreciate him. We all go to Cedar Hill, and we still keep a relationship with Coach Chism. It's just,
yeah, I think that's important too.
With social media and stuff, dudes like Coach Chism get pushed under the rug, but he's a good coach. He good for the community, good for Dallas. He ain't never stirred nobody wrong. I feel like that fight, it really gave people the wrong image of who Coach Chism was and the culture he built at Duncanville. But
yeah. What do you remember about the fight? I did see video clips of it because, my dad was coaching at Skyline. And so, like, I saw, of course,
You want to know,
the clips.
That fight was so weird for me because I came from Desoto and we're fighting Desoto. Like, everybody on that team, from both sides, everybody's my friend. Like, everybody on the court who's fighting my friend. So I'm just there. I'm looking around. If you go back and watch the video, you just see me. I'm just there. I'm looking around. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Like,
how did it start?
I have no clue till this day how the fight started. I just know because I was the first one in line. I'm already on the bench. So I'm a sophomore. It's a big game. I'm already on the bench. So I'm the first one. I'm shaking hands. I just turn around. Everybody's fighting. They throwing water bottles across the freaking stands and stuff. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Like, that was a crazy experience. Like, that's the best way for me to explain it. Yes. And it went on forever. And it was bad because... So, Allen won state that year, right?
Yeah.
We played Allen early in the season, and we beat them. So, after the fight, all our players was gone. Yeah. Like, we lost a lot of our players, key players at that. So, when we played Allen and we lost, and then they went on to win state, we was like, dang, if that fight didn't happen, I probably would have never played for Coach Peavy. Who knows?
Yeah. It's really crazy to think about it, though. Like, you might have never... like, it's just
exactly
weird for, like, both sides to, like, really think about, like, because if it didn't happen, I probably would have never, you know what I mean? Like, you just never know. Like, everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, but I'm just, thank you for saying those good words about him
Coach
and
Chism.
Everything. So,
yeah.
So when Coach Peavy got to Duncanville, what were those first kind of moments like when you met that bald-headed man for the first time?
Well, when he got there, the first time he got there, I don't think Micah came with him. I think I just met Coach Peavy first, and he talked to us. He was like, I'm Coach Peavy, introduce yourself. And I was like, okay, bald-headed dude, look like Vin Diesel, strong, look kind of swole. What does he really know about basketball type thing? I'm like, I don't know. But sure, I ain't going to go nowhere. I've been here. This is my third year here. Why would I leave?
Right.
And then Micah comes, Micah's first open gym. I'm on his team. I'm like, this who we got? I can do this. I'm for sure staying. Like, I'm not going nowhere. Coach Woods called. Coach Woods is what scared me. His intensity was different.
Coach Woods.
Than anything I ever had. Like, I appreciate Coach Woods a lot. He brought me, me being a small guard, dudes like Coach Woods is what I need, or what I needed at the time, because I didn't really have that leadership. I was more so a sit back type of guy. Like I'm 7 foot.
Yeah.
But I'm 5'10". Coach Woods brought that lit a spark under me. Like, you gotta have some intensity. You gotta have a different type of movement with yourself being a small point guard. So that's really what happened too. And then
so Coach that Peavy, year though, when Coach Peavy came in, was his expectation to win a state championship that year? Like, was it like kind of like how it was in the end, like where it was like losing is not an option, or was there kind of like a grace period, or was it like what was it like?
I mean, I ain't gonna say it was a losing, it's not an option type of thing, but it was more so him teaching us the things that Coach Chism didn't teach us. Like I said, Coach Chism was more hard-nosed.
Yeah, they're
Coach
very
Peavy,
different.
Yeah, Coach Peavy came in with more of the basketball, the IQ, the knowledge, thinking before you do something. Like, the small things. Like, it was a different type of coaching style. Like, even the play style. Like, Coach Chism was more, Coach Chism was more defense-oriented, where Coach Peavy,
he wants to score 100.
and beat you. Like,
by 100.
Exactly. It was just a different type of play style.
Did you enjoy it?
Of course I enjoyed it. It's David Peavy. Who doesn't enjoy playing for David Peavy?
I probably have a list of a whole bunch of people who don't enjoy playing for him.
It's hard, though. Like, what I can say is we coach Coach Peavy a lot more, whereas with Coach Chism, we'll run in the summer. As the season goes on.
Running is just like an everyday thing.
Yeah, we'll probably run if we lose.
Like, he might get bored and just, you run if you lose.
Exactly. But Coach Peavy, man, his running was different. I remember that it was one day we was just running. He was introducing us to 55s, and we was running, and I had ran them or whatever. And he like, everybody tired. We all ran. We tired. He like, step up. Who gonna run these last 55? I'm looking around. Nobody stepping up. I'm like, all right, bro.
Were you not making times then?
I always made times.
Okay. From the jump, you always made times.
I've always been a runner.
Yeah. I was like that too. Bug is like that.
Yeah, Bug
I don't think I've... Okay, when Bug doesn't want to run, he won't make a time, but like he can just run for days.
And then Coach Woods, he was forcing you got to be different. You got to make time. You got to do this. Man, it was crazy. But they for sure put a magnifying glass on mental strength when it comes to sports too.
Yeah.
I can say that.
So what was it like when Ram came and that whole environment?
That was my first time. Now, when Micah came, I experienced it a little bit when it came to like the, all the stars and stuff. Like how those type of players move. But when Ram came, it was a little different because Ram, where he went to IMG, he went to Oak Hill, So when he came, he really, realistically, he didn't trust us as teammates.
Yeah.
Honestly. And I can say we didn't know how to be around him as well, so it was probably hard for him too because we didn't necessarily know how to act around him because with Coach Chism we didn't have those caliber players on our team. We were all just regular student athletes, and then Ram came. It was an adjustment for everybody, for him playing on our team and for us being on his team. And those first couple games we lost a lot.
Didn't y'all start 7-7?
Yes. We even in the fall before the season started, we lost a lot of games once Ram and Micah came in. It was never one of those things where we was in panic mode. We just always knew we gonna have to figure it out. And
how was your leadership with someone like Ramsey and Micah as a point guard?
And that's the thing. I wasn't really leading. I was just out there. I was just playing basketball, and that's why I say dudes like Coach Woods will always make emphasis. Even Coach Peavy, because we had other guards there, and he was like, all y'all guards, whoever want this spot, like y'all gonna have to lead. Like y'all can't just come in here and play basketball and think y'all gonna be the starting point guard. And I feel like I did okay in the beginning. I never really made an emphasis on it, but dudes like Keon, we had Keon on our team. He helped me out with that a lot, leading. He was more so that type of guy, so I learned a lot from him when it came to leading the team and adjusting to players that's on your team. And it was kind of tough. I ain't gonna lie, it was different because I never played with those caliber players before, so it was different.
Which is crazy to think about now.
Exactly, that's crazy.
Yeah,
because now I always play with those caliber players, but it was tough. But I appreciate Mike and Ram. They never really just rubbed me the wrong way or even made me feel like I didn't belong on the team. They always...
So off the court, though, I feel like they both have, like, really awkward and shy personalities, and you're just bubbly and more extroverted. What was that dynamic like, just traveling with them and being around them with their kind of, like, shy quirkiness, I guess?
Well, Micah was always my roommate. So me and Micah, we would always talk. We would always be together, and we was the same class. So me and Micah, we always got along. But my Ram, he used to always look at me like, bro, why
are you talking like him though?
Like, why you got so much energy? Why you ain't never chilling? I used to be like, bro, I'm just happy to be here. Like, I'm happy to be on y'all team.
At what point in the season did you kind of start believing like, dang, we can really win a state championship in Coach Peavy's first year? Like, when did you really believe that after the slow start? At what point?
The Whataburger tournament. It was a lot of teams in the Whataburger tournament, and that was probably because with Coach Chism, we went to more small town country tournaments. Like it wasn't top teams in the state or top teams. It might be one or two teams in the state or the nation that was there. But we went to that Whataburger tournament. That was also one of my first times experiencing like a high level tournament, even in Dallas. And
Coach Peavy wants to schedule hard and play anybody, anywhere.
Exactly. So we playing Geyer, we playing Avery Anderson, we playing Sulphur Springs. These are all teams who I was seeing, my sophomore year, but we never got the chance to play. So we here and we not losing no games, and even in the championship, I get hurt, and Ram just go off. Him and Micah, they just go off, and I'm like, bro, we could win something. Like, this tournament was all the best teams in the state who could potentially play at state. And we won the tournament. So at that point, we all looking around. We like, bro, we might be able to win something. We might have something. And from that point on, we didn't lose.
Yeah.
No more
Y'all had a
games.
couple close games in state. Was it the Waxahachie game and the Geyer game?
We didn't play Waxahachie at state. We played them on the way. Waxahachie was first round.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was close.
Yeah, it was close.
What
for
were those
sure.
kind of like close games like?
With Coach Peavy, a close game is probably the most comfortable game. Simply because he's gonna repeat it over and over again. Like, we're gonna win the game.
Right?
We're
And
gonna win the
sometimes
game.
like I'm filming and I'm just looking at the scoreboard, like trying to
you
do
sure?
the math.
Like, you're sure? Like, we're gonna win the game? What do you mean?
Or
But-
he's like, we've been here before, and I'm like, like when we were at Atascocita,
bro.
we were down a lot, but at halftime we were down 13, and I'm thinking, I'm getting the camera ready because I'm thinking he's just about to go off, and he's so calm. He crosses his leg, and he's like, chill, we're good. We've been here before. And I'm like, no, we haven't. We're down 13 in the state semifinal. Like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, we're going to win the game.
But when he say things like that, it's more so him mentally training us. Like, don't panic. Just keep playing basketball the right way. That's all it is. Of course, like, basketball is a game of runs, and I feel like he was good at making an emphasis on that, making us comfortable in situations like that to the point where we didn't panic. Where we was like, just trust the process. We know how to play basketball. And in reality, we had been there before. By the time, like, even when y'all played at Atascocita, they had been there before.
So many times.
Or at least they'd seen it before. So it's like, at that point, he's not even telling the story. That's facts.
Yeah. So what did it feel like being a champion, like Texas 6A, like probably the hardest state to win, highest level? Like, what was that moment like when the buzzer went off?
I'm gonna tell you, like I tell everybody else, you can't explain it. It's like a surreal feeling. Like, everything that you're doing in that moment, I wasn't in control. Like, I was just there. Like, that was the first time I knew what it felt like to be in the moment, to be where your feet at. The buzzer just go off. You look around, everybody like, we won. Like, the season's over. Like, is it finally over? Because you gotta stay so mentally locked in to make
so
it
long.
To make it that far. Like, it's a lot of stress.
I know you cried.
Of course I cried. Everybody cried. If you didn't cry, you didn't appreciate the process. Like, that's all a part of it. That's what it's about, bro. Just being present, just allowing all your emotions to come out. When you work so hard for something like that, it's hard to keep your emotions
you put into
in.
it.
Exactly. You can't keep your emotions in once you complete
Coach
the
Peavy
ultimate
doesn't cry.
goal. Coach Peavy's weird. Peavy's weird.
I've never seen him cry. Well, I made a video that made him cry, but like when he watches my videos, he cries.
For real?
Like Jen or him will text me and be like, "Oh, he made me cry." But during his suspension, I made him a senior day video of all the seniors like thanking him and talking to him, and I drove over to the house and we watched it. And
I wasn't even on that team. That was a frustrating process.
yeah,
Like, that was crazy.
okay, wait. So senior year, y'all just won state. You and Micah coming back. You Priest, Dame, Zurich. You got Juan. What did that pressure feel like now, knowing that this is the standard and we have to go back to back?
I didn't feel no pressure, if you want me to be honest. Like, you transition from sophomore on varsity to starting point guard, winning a state championship. By the time you get to your senior year, it's like, you know what to do, you know the expectation, but now you're in charge. Everybody's been telling me for my past 3 years of high school, be a leader, be this, teaching me what I need to do for this moment. So by the time we got there to our senior year, it was like, now we just got to do it. And I feel like without us having Ram or that second, 5-star, but we added Zurich and Juan, so putting them together, I wouldn't say it replaced Ram, because of course it didn't.
Yeah.
Ram is one of a kind, but we had the same caliber team enough to win us a state championship, so it wasn't like it was just a lot of weight on my shoulder. We still had a great team.
But did it feel like weird knowing now you have a target on your back?
I wouldn't say it felt weird. You felt the target on your back for sure. It wasn't weird, but you knew it was there. So we going into every game being the aggressor. And Coach Peavy would always say, like, whoever y'all play, y'all gonna get their best game.
Yep.
Whoever you're playing, you're gonna get their best game. And we knew that. So we'll approach every game that way. And we had a great season that year too. So
What happened against Mount Verde? I left. The game didn't start till like 10:30. No, maybe like 10 o'clock.
Oh, Mount Verde.
Everyone talks about Caden. Remember, have you seen them videos where they're like, Chino Hills or Caden then?
I be seeing all
Caden
that.
then.
I must definitely be seeing that, but it was the best way for me to describe it is it showed the difference in being a top team in the state and a top team in the nation.
Yeah.
Like whereas we had always been number 1 in the state or number 2 in the state, they was number 1, number 2 in the nation. So it was just they just really showed us a level to high school basketball. That's all that was. It wasn't. I feel like people like y'all was scared, y'all was this, y'all was that. Nah, it's really levels to basketball. Like just like any other sport or anything else in life, it's levels, and they displayed that.
I did leave though. It was late, and I was like, eh. And we played Sierra Canyon the next day, and I feel like that was another big moment for us. Mm-hmm. Y'all kind of came out and it was at American Airlines. Mm-hmm. It was before COVID. I mean, it was packed. Mm-hmm. D Wade was there, LeBron was there. Like it was crazy. And I remember every other camera person was taking pictures of Sierra Canyon and Bronny, and I was just strictly like you guys. Mm-hmm. And I took a really sick picture of Micah on the bench before warm-ups, and then
everybody got a sick picture of that game.
Yeah. I remember Ron, he didn't get one because he didn't really play. So, like, his is like him checking in the game where he's, like, super skinny. But you were, like, shooting free throws, and then you just took that deep breath and closed your eyes, and, like, the stands are packed. And then there was the one of you and Juan after, but
Juan was arguing with somebody.
Didn't he get a technical foul that game?
I think he was arguing with Amari Bailey. That was funny.
Yeah, I forgot he was on that team.
Grabbing his jersey.
Yeah. But what was it like to play on a stage that big for the first time at home against a team like Sierra Canyon?
It was, I ain't gonna lie, that was another surreal moment. I mean, everybody was more so focused on you playing against Bronny or
Amari,
and D-Wade's son. And I'm just like, bro, it's just another game. Like it didn't feel like I was playing against them. It felt like another game to me because at that point, I'm a senior now. So the previous year I had already did all that, but it was more so where we was playing as well too. And it was a fun experience. I really enjoyed it, seeing D-Wade on the sideline, all the celebrities on the sideline. It was really fun, one of a kind experience for sure. That's the best.
And y'all came back, and it ended up being a really good game.
It was. I ain't gonna lie. What had me confused was the 3-point line.
Oh
they
my
gave
gosh.
us 2 3-point lines, bro. I'm like, fam, y'all should just left the regular 3-point line. I would have shot on it, but then they put the other one right there. I'm like, I'm just shoot on this one. Why wouldn't I shoot the shorter 3-point line if y'all gonna put it right there? But
yeah, that's funny.
That was a fun experience. I ain't gonna lie. I don't take that for granted at all. Especially playing against Bronny and seeing him on TV and stuff. Now even Amari Bailey, Brandon Boston.
Yep.
They had a stacked team. So seeing them dudes on TV now is crazy. It's like I played against them. Whereas other people see that you should be where it's not like that. Mm-hmm. Like I really enjoy just being in the moment, being on the court with them. Like them great athletes.
Yeah, and then you guys went to Chicago. You played against Caleb Love. Mm-hmm. Y'all got the dub.
No, we played against Caleb Love in Missouri. Yeah, we played against DJ Stewart in Chicago.
Okay. So you're playing this national schedule that like Coach Peavy has like put together. Mm-hmm. Did you just feel like, okay, like I'm a little star now, like I made it? Like, I mean, what was that like? Because like you said, you didn't even really play in a lot of top tournaments with Coach Chism locally, and now you're getting on planes and you're going here and you're playing where the Mavs
and
play.
Getting free gear. It was
what was that like?
It was a culture change for sure. When Coach Peavy talks about culture, like I really seen what he meant when he said that we'll go places. People already knew who we was when we got there. Whereas, of course, after we left, it was more magnified who Duncanville was. But, it was
y'all
nice.
Set the tone for sure your senior year.
It was nice to go places and people know who we was. We was eating out at good places. Like, we was eating good. Like, we had free gear. It was fun. Like, it felt like we had the opportunity to be kids while we play basketball. And that's what it's all about. Just being a kid at the end of the day. And I feel like playing on that national schedule is what it helped us be kids, really enjoy basketball and have fun with it.
Yeah. And at the same time, I really think you know, between your junior and senior year, like Duncanville wouldn't be Duncanville without the start of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like the streak doesn't start. We don't get to national championships without what you guys did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those first 2 years. And I think because you guys are older now and y'all aren't as close with the players, I think that's why there's been kind of like a culture change and shift this year, is that, you know, the kids now, not to joke about it, but like they just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so different.
They didn't really see what it took to get there. They just already there. Whereas because
your senior year, you had Eric, Ron, Cam, Ev came up, Jackson was around. You had CJ. You had so many Sykes. It just kind of like got passed down.
When we was on those trips, like we wasn't just playing basketball. We was building bonds. Like we had fun. Like even with Britt, like we just did fun things. Like that's around the time TikTok had first came out. So we'll do like the small challenges and stuff. But we was having fun. Like we'll build bonds. We literally had to pass the stuff we was doing down. Whereas the kids at Duncanville now, they just receiving it from where it's at now.
Yeah.
So that's probably tough on them too, but
it is because it's like Coach Ford always says, it's not your fault, but it's your problem. And I think that's what it is for those kids, is that like a lot of them don't know the expectation, the standard, the culture. Like you said, how hard you put into it, that at the end of the championship, you're just crying. And it's like, because of me, I helped build this mega brand to where, you know, they're getting videos and pictures, and they see the kids before them traveling and going to the Bahamas and going here, that it's like, okay, now that I'm on varsity, this is the expectation, but that's not normal.
Exactly.
But it's their normal because that's all they've seen, but they don't know.
That's what they had when they got there.
Yeah.
Like, since they've been at Duncanville, they had a camera in their face off the rip. Like, everything they do is magnified. Everybody's watching. Like, I feel like it probably is tough on them, because it's like, who said we wanted all this? But like you said,
well, it's not your fault.
But it is your problem.
Quote Coach Ford. So looking back at your 4 years at Duncanville, how would you maybe sum it up in terms of just like maybe what you learned, what you're grateful for, and things like that?
My 4 years at Duncanville, I'd probably say the relationships. That's probably what I learned the most. The culture. Like, the culture is not just what we do on the basketball court. It's who we are outside of basketball, what we do, how we treat each other, how we treat people, you know, the image we give out for Duncanville, you know, the type of kids we are, you know, the type of kids everybody knows us as, you know. We're not just athletes. Like, we're students, we good people, we good. Our parents, we're really a family. Like, everybody till this day either still communicates or tries to. Like, it's so much bigger than basketball. That's what I learned from Duncanville for sure. That's why when I come home, I make sure I come back to the school. I don't have no problem coming to the school, doing nothing, bring my little brothers. It's a family environment. Like, it's not just
It really is
a basketball thing. Like, we just one big family.
I think the coolest part is even the kids that transferred. Chauncey, Dre, like when those people, BA, everyone that's left, like, it's once you're there, it's home. Like Ashton left for his senior year, but you know, he came back to visit us this year, and there's no bad blood, and it's just like the office is just open with open arms, and even when people leave.
And when you come back, we ain't gonna act like you don't belong. Like, you still a part of the family. Like, it's not a business thing at Duncanville. It's a family thing.
It's not a transaction.
Exactly. It's a family thing.
How do you feel about, and how did you get to be like Coach Peavy's like favorite? Whenever he asks me about you, or I tell him that you're coming to the school, I mean, his face just lights up. So how grateful for you to have that relationship with him, and how did you guys kind of get to like where y'all are today?
I don't know. I feel like it's just me being me and Coach Peavy being him, you know. In all honesty, I've rarely seen Coach Peavy have a bad day. And everybody, if you play basketball, you know there's only two people on the team who can't have a bad day. It's the point guard and the coach. And I rarely have bad days. Of course, everybody's going to have a bad day, and I do, but I'm more so, everybody who knows me, I'm just a happy guy. I'm always smiling. Like, so why wouldn't Coach Peavy like me? And I'm his point guard. We won together. Like, why wouldn't he like me? We won. I was his point guard on his first state championship team.
You.
Exactly. I don't know about that. I don't know if everybody likes me. I hope everybody likes me, but if they don't, so be it. But
you're a pretty likable guy.
I just try to wake up every day with a positive attitude, and I feel like Coach Peavy sees that, he understands that, and when I talk to him, I feel like he feel comfortable. I bring him down to earth the same way he brings me down to earth, and that's really it. It's just we talk outside of Duncanville too. Like when I'm at school, like I just been in school in Arkansas. Me and Coach Peavy probably talked every 2-3 days. Like it's just we got a real relationship, not just a coach player. More so like I said, it's a family.
Even though Jackson's his real favorite.
I know, and I didn't want to say that, but I was gonna say that. But I was like, Jackson is Coach Peavy's real favorite. If anybody know, I'm second.
It's okay. You're my number one.
I'm gonna always be your number one. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna be number one. You give up my spot, Britt, we gonna have some problems.
Anyways, so let's talk about college. So out of high school, you go to your first junior college. What was that experience like at that point, going from an elite high school program, like you said, cameras in your faces and you're traveling, you're winning, to just junior college?
Once again, it was a culture shock all over again. I wasn't, in all honesty, I wasn't mature enough, especially with what had happened, me thinking we was going to go to state, COVID hit. In all honesty, it was a very, very depressing time. And, I went to college expecting Duncanville out of a JUCO, and it wasn't that. So I'm in a small city, nothing's out there. Literally nothing. There was nothing there. Just dirt. You walk outside every morning, it's dirt. Nothing but the campus. Small campus, small city, small people. Like, it was a culture shock, and I wasn't mentally in the right place, nor was I physically in the right place. I wasn't
you
all
weren't
the way.
yourself.
Exactly. I wasn't
I
myself.
remember watching your games, seeing you like react to refs and like your body language, and I just knew that I was just like, dang, like
and
something's going on.
It's easy for me to blame it on the city or the school or anything like that, but it was just me. I was just expecting too much out of a small school instead of just, like I know now, just being where my feet at. I wasn't doing that at all, and I was very immature. My first year of college, I'm all talking about the experience and stuff. I wasn't getting the minutes I felt like I deserved, so it's just.
How hard was that? I mean, like the basketball part of it, going from winning to losing to now you're not playing, and basically, like you said, starting all over again.
That was probably my hardest basketball season in my entire life. That was probably the hardest basketball season I ever experienced, and what I got out of it showed, like, the result of me being there it showed how I felt while I was there and how I approached it. Like, I wasn't mature at all. I felt like I was mature because I went to Duncanville and we won state championships. I feel like I knew everything. And I feel like I had all the answers already. I wasn't trusting my coach. Wasn't trusting my teammates. I was going to practice thinking just because I'm cooking in practice, I deserve to be on the court when it's basketball. College basketball is just not that simple. And all college athletes know that. It's just not that simple. Like, you have to be a student. You have to respect your coach, respect your teammates, do the right things on and off the court. And I wasn't doing none of that.
It just took me back to your freshman year. Man, that was...
Britt had videos of me spazzing and stuff. I wasn't doing right. I was a freshman.
Yeah.
During COVID, like, imagine.
Well, I also feel like junior college is just different. Like, people are older. People, everybody's there for a different reason. Whether, it's grades or... you just didn't get looks. It's just like you're there to just prove so much. I did a year of junior college in between, my two D1s because I didn't play at my first D1, and like, it's...
You played at JUCO?
You know that.
Britt.
In Kansas. You didn't know that?
No, I did not know you played at a JUCO. And it's crazy because I feel like you have told me that, but
we haven't really gone into like detail about it. But yeah, so I went to a small D1 in Kansas City on the Missouri side, UMKC. I redshirted my freshman year, and then I don't talk about myself a lot though, so it's like, you know, I'm a listener. I like to listen. But I redshirted my freshman year, and then I didn't play my redshirt or freshman year on the court, and we got a new coach. And then, make a long story short, like, he just was like, yeah, you're not good enough to play here. Like, and the worst part about it was that my coach was an assistant coach there, the one that I was the most closest to. She got the head coaching job. She said she wasn't going to get rid of anyone, and she got rid of like all the freshmen. And it's
JUCO crazy.
It's
bro.
crazy now
JUCO
because
is
like
crazy.
no, that was at my D1.
Oh, that was at your D1
Yeah,
when that
she
happened.
got
Okay.
Yeah, and it's crazy now because like I hated her for like years. And now every time I see her when I go recruiting, I just give her a hug, and like I love her. Like, we're friends on Facebook. Like, oh, she's amazing. I love her so much. And she like follows me and stuff like that. But anyway, so yeah, I do my year of JUCO, and it was just the first day I got there. I was telling Coach Peavy because we passed it when we were in Kansas City. I went to Kansas City, Kansas. The first day I got there, somebody just stole all the stuff from my locker. My money was going. Like, I was just like, this is different.
Some JUCOs.
This is different. Like, I called my mom crying. Like, where I lived was just like it was in the city, so it was a little bit different, but like it was just like the grind is just different. Like,
JUCO product is real.
I felt like I was on Last Chance U.
That's how I feel being a JUCO for real.
It really does.
Especially,
you know how you would be like, man, we don't have no food, man. What? I would go to the gas station and get donuts.
The bus broke down. Now we riding in vans, bro. That stuff is real.
Did y'all travel with the girls' team?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Most definitely.
We traveled with our boys' team.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just different, and I feel like I kind of felt like you, like I came from a D1, so I felt a little bit more like entitled. You think you like know everything and things like that, like. Yeah, JUCO is different. Do you want to talk about why you left?
Western Texas.
Yeah.
You think I should say that?
I think so. I mean, it's up to you. It's your story. You're the one that said you had something to say. I feel like people could learn from it.
Okay. So, man, Western Texas it's in Snyder, small city. So the school, they have a policy where it's like, you know, you fail one drug test, you go home. So my birthday is on spring break every year. Everybody knows this. My birthday is on spring break. So I go home. We go home for spring break, you know. I party or whatever for my birthday. And I come back home. I mean, not come back home. I come back to school. Random drug test. They come get me out of my room 6 o'clock in the morning. So I failed the drug test or whatever. And like I said, it's, you know, one time fail, you go home. But you still get to have an appeal to see, you know, to not even explain yourself, but so they can at least hear your point of view and hear your side. And I went in there, I just asked them if I could at least, you know, finish the semester out with my schoolwork. Of course, I understood I was off the team, all that, but I just wanted to, you know, finish the semester to where if I wanted to play again the next year, I could. And they didn't. They sent me home, withdrew all my classes, so now I'm ineligible. So that next semester of that school year, I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't play. I wasn't eligible. I couldn't go to school. I could go to school if I wanted to, but I had to pay. So I ended up going to.
I feel like during that time too, you like were not yourself too. I feel like
I wasn't.
We really weren't friends during that time.
We wasn't. I wasn't even showing my face at that time. I wasn't. Doing anything, and then that's really.
What did you learn from that experience of just like going into a situation expecting one thing and then it literally just kind of ending abruptly like that, and like you really having to just like look yourself in the mirror and like, this isn't who I am, and really just kind of like start over basically?
I really just learned that I didn't know everything that I thought I knew. You know, I wasn't as mature as I thought I was. I didn't have the knowledge that I thought I had. Like, I just realized that it was so much more to life that I didn't know. At the end of the day, like, I was 18 coming out of high school, doing what I did, and it was just like, dude, you gotta slow down. You gotta appreciate every day and learn that you really gotta do what's right to live life right, if that makes sense. And that's probably the biggest thing I got from it, was just doing the right things, even when nobody's watching, just doing what's right no matter what.
I still remember when you called me after your hearing on FaceTime. Because I just thought that you would get another chance. Like, I was like, okay. I was like, don't worry about it. Like,
I did too.
It's
Me
going to be
being
okay.
me,
I was like, just because, like, at all the schools I have been to, like, there's normally, like, okay, everyone gets in trouble or does something once, and it's like, okay, like, that's your warning. I was just, like, trying to calm you down, and then when you called me, I was just like, man. But I feel like, again, it worked out how it was supposed to happen. And if you just, like, think about where you started in junior college to where you ended, like, your story is just...
And I could truly say that time also showed me who was really genuine in my life. Like, you know, after that happened, a lot of people showed their true colors. A lot of people just disappeared. Like, I stopped hearing from people I would always hear from. Like, people honestly treated me like I fell off or something. Like, I not good at basketball no more. I'm like, I'm not a good guy. Like,
yeah,
that was a weird time. Like you said, I really did have to look in the mirror. Like, bro, people is not who you think they are. All these people you think are your friends. Even being at Duncanville, I thought I was that dude, you know? And in reality, I was, but I only thought I was that because of the people around me, not because I felt like I was that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that really I really had to train myself to see who I was and not who other people see me as.
So after all of that, kind of pick up with the story in terms of, like, what you did that next year and everything.
So after that, the following school year, I didn't go to school the first semester, and I ended up going to school that second semester in Kansas at Northwest Technical College. It's a business school in the KJCC, Division I.
Yeah, that was my conference.
Yeah, it was in that conference. I redshirted, so I was in Kansas, in Goodland, Kansas. It was about the same as Western Texas and Snyder.
That's what makes junior college so rough. That's why I felt like I lucked out, because I knew that I wanted to go to a junior college to go back D1, and that was the only way to do it was to go play. And so the JUCOs that reached out to me were just like, they're just in the middle of nowhere
with nothing.
Like, it's just the school and then just like one little strip of, like, oh my God, junior college is rough.
Bro, it's a stay down for real. Like, and I was out there for only a semester, and this is in Kansas, so it's cold, it's snowing every day. I don't have a car, so I gotta walk everywhere. It's snowing inches, y'all. Sometimes feet. Like, I really had to walk, like, every day in the snow. I had to wear coats, like, but I redshirted because I had to get back eligible. So shout out Coach Jay Bradley, if y'all know who that is. That's the coach over there. He a real dude. He gave me an opportunity to get back on my feet. I took like 22 hours. Like, I went crazy. Like, got all A's and B's. Like, I had to boost my stuff up so I could get back eligible. And then I did that. And then once I was eligible, my coach at National Park hit me up, Coach Hargrove. I didn't know if I was going to go back to school. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was actually considering
I remember that.
being a regular student.
And I was like, no.
I'm calling Britt, like, I'm going to be a NARP.
You were trying to go to school in Houston. Which one was it?
Yeah, I was just going to go to PV and be a regular student.
I said no.
Britt like, nah. Everybody like, nah, you sure you want to stop playing basketball? Oh, man. And
you literally said that to me about a month ago, too.
Exactly.
Before you signed.
Exactly.
We all get in our feelings a little bit, but I feel like you and Coach Hargrove, like, again, have such a special relationship. See what people just love you. Like, you're just America's point guard.
That's why I keep trying to take my talent all across the globe.
Right?
I'm trying to spread the love.
So talk to me about your experience there and, like, your first kind of conversations with him and what really made you say, like, okay, like, let's do this again.
Well, this goes back to us playing Odessa. You know, I had a teammate that goes to Permian, Nicavion White. He just committed to Georgia Southern. We play AAU together, like, middle school going into high school for Dallas Showtime, and we always kept that relationship that we had. You know, the bond we made, the memories we had. We always remembered that. We really enjoyed that, and he was the first one. He signed there before I did. So him and Hargrove honestly hit me up at the same time. And, of course, I got on the phone with Hargrove. I'm like, oh, it sounds good. I really didn't have nowhere else to go. So I'm like, sure. And then once Nicavion texting me. He's like, yeah, I'm going over here with Coach Hargrove. Come hit me up. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm most definitely coming. And the expectation is probably what made the decision a lot easier. Like, from day one all the way. Even if you go on my Twitter right now, you might still see it. Like, he made it obvious that he wanted me to do what we did. Like, win the region. That was the first step. And we made it there that first year. But we not going to get to that yet. But, yeah, Coach Hargrove, he just gave me an opportunity, you know. When I didn't have no other opportunities.
What was that kind of like? Leaving Duncanville, having that, you know, obviously you made a mistake like a lot of people do, and then just kind of feeling like, damn, like I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to quit basketball. Like I don't have any other, like, did you feel like you had hit rock bottom? And then how were you able to just pick yourself back up to just keep like fighting?
You want me to tell you the truth, Britt?
Yeah.
It was my girlfriend. Everybody who's on here, if y'all don't know, I have a girlfriend, Anaya Archie. She's amazing.
Should we bring her on?
You want to come? You good?
You don't want to say hi?
She's in here. She said,
Should
"Hey,
we have
y'all."
a pop-up picture?
Yeah, we're good. We got a pop-up picture, but
okay.
She's here. But in that year where I was just off, you know, she really helped me a lot. You know, I spent a lot of time with her. You know, even at home, like I was having problems at home, whereas my people was like, you're not doing nothing. Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
I feel like I was one of those people.
Exactly. Everybody's
That's
like,
why
bro,
we weren't friends
like,
that year.
You number one, like you just went from the number one team in the state and you not doing nothing. Like, what you gonna do? And she really made me feel like I had a home with her, and she's what really helped me get back on my feet. If y'all want me to be honest, that's what did it for me. And then went with Coach Hargrove, and I don't know how to explain this, but with Coach Hargrove, that was also a different experience because at that point, they hadn't won anything at National Park either.
Wasn't it a kind of newer school?
Yes, and it's a new, like this year that we just won was our 50th year anniversary. And that's not just sports, that's just the school. The sports came far after the school started, so that should let you know everything, but it was kind of weird because he hadn't done anything and I had done a lot at that point. So we bumped heads a lot too. And
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, me and Coach Hargrove, we bumped
respectfully.
heads. Yeah, but it was never nothing bad. Like, it was just more so point guard to head coach type of thing, you know? Mm-hmm. And
what did y'all bump heads about?
So when I got there, I was the starting point guard when I got there, of course. And then Fall League, when we came to Dallas, we played. Britt was there, and I got injured.
When you hurt your head?
Yeah, I hurt my head. I got a gash in my head, and I had to get staples. So I missed the rest of the preseason, and I didn't come back until the season started. So once the season started, even then I missed like the first 2-3 games. So I came back expecting like, Hargrove, like, what's up? Like, I'm supposed to be starting. Like, you
just expected him to hand you your spot back.
Yeah, not even hand it back, but I'm like, no disrespect at all. But I'm way better than the dude playing in front of me. Like, I've done.
Maybe he wanted you to earn it.
He did, and that's why I say we bumped. It was never nothing bad, and I expressed it to him. I told him how I felt. He told me how he felt about the situation, and he was just like, bro, like,
did you go get it?
Let me get there, Britt. And he just like, bro, like they hadn't lost no games yet. So he was like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then when he told me that, I'm like, bro, okay, like, you not wrong. I've been there. Like, that makes sense. I'm like, okay. So I had to go back to me getting it out the mud all over again. And my first game back, we lose.
Oh, wow.
First loss of the season.
Yikes.
Bro, no. Mind you, I'm going from, I don't like losing, y'all. Y'all know how I am. I'm like, no way. We just lost my first game back. I'm thinking it's my fault. He like, bro, we're a D2 JUCO. We playing Connor State. They just played in Hutch both years. Like, they're one of the best D1 JUCOs in the nation. And he like, bro, you good. Like, we played D1 JUCO, we D2. Like, they have better players, better teams. They've been together longer. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So he just let me see that, and then as the season went on, we lost a couple games, won a couple games. We had a great season, made it to the region championship, and I didn't get my spot back until the playoffs, like three games into the playoffs is when I got my spot back.
That's 6 man.
Yeah, I'm just 6 man the whole season. But I had a great season. Like I had second best averages on the team, second best percentages on the team. Like I still had a great season. Like, and that was another time where even Coach Hargrove, he just showed me, like, bro, just be where your feet at. All the other stuff don't matter, bro. Just come out here, play basketball, spend time with your teammates, have fun. And what a lot of people don't know about National Park is my freshman year, we had like dorm style apartments, and it's like 3 dudes in one bedroom. So you walk in, it's 2 rooms, but it's 3 beds in each room. It's a bunk bed, and then there's 1 bed on the other side. So me and my teammates, like, that's another thing. Like, JUCO is real. Like, that was real stressful. I got a girlfriend.
Like y'all at summer camp.
You know, I got a girlfriend. When she come out here, like, we got to stay in a hotel. Like, she can't come stay in my room. It's 6 dudes in here, you know?
Yeah.
So that's just another thing where, you know, JUCO is a real grind. Like, it's real.
Yeah. So not senior year.
My sophomore year?
Yeah. I mean, you should be a senior.
So my sophomore year, we had some guys leave, you know, and we really seen, you know, a lot of guys on our team, they didn't get to go to the next level because of their grades, or they didn't go where they wanted to go because of their grades, or they got in trouble or their attitude. So coming into that next school year or next season, that's really this season, we had 3 returners, me, Patrick Punch, and the Kavion White. We knew what we had to do, and we made it to the region tournament and lost. Whereas if we would have won that game, we would have went to nationals. So we knew what we needed to do to get there, and that played a big part in what led to us winning the national championship. So at that point, I'm just a leader all over again, starting point guard. I ain't really have no injuries during this season, so it was another great experience.
So what did it feel like to win another championship, come out on top, and just after everything you had been through, just knowing that you persevered and all of that, and you were a champ again?
Well, this time it was different because during this season I was less of a student, if you want, in all honesty, whereas from all the previous years I had to be a student. Even with Coach Peavy and being at Duncanville, I had to be a student to win all the way up until my senior year, and it was the same way in college. Like, I had to be a student all the way up until this year, whereas we're the 3 leaders of the team. Like, he's asking us to put an emphasis on what we need to win not a state championship, but a national championship. And it was fun. I really enjoyed it. You know, I just had to make sure I came in every day. It really showed me that I had to take advantage of every day, you know. Wake up every day with a positive attitude, you know. The team is going to feed off the energy that I'm bringing. Me and my team, me and the leaders of the team, at least. He liked to call us the three amigos, but, you know, I'm not too fond of that. We're not Mexican, but, yeah.
JB.
So. But yeah, it just really showed me that I had to take advantage of every day. And a lot of the guys on my team, they hadn't won anything. Honestly, I was the only person on my team who had a ring. So I was the only one who knew what it actually took. Whereas my teammates, they just out there playing basketball. So whereas winning the state championship felt surreal, I'll be honest, the national championship, it didn't feel. I cried, of course, because it took a lot just to get there, of course. But it wasn't a surreal feeling because it felt like I not necessarily knew everything, but I knew what it took. Like,
you were older, more mature.
Exactly.
You had been through a lot. Did you ever think, though, you would, you know, in your junior college career, the way you started and the way you did? Like, is it crazy to think about it? I
never felt like. Honestly, in my whole life, I never felt like I'd be All-American. I never felt like I'd win our region. I never even felt like I never felt like I'd win a national championship. So to do that, like you asking me, it was crazy. Like, seeing all that happen. Like, I'm calling my mom every time something happens. I'm like, Mom, I just woo bang bang. She like, right, Jay. Like, she's more so on some, you my son. Like, I always feel like you could do that. Where I'm like, I never felt like I could do that. So to do it.
But like Coach Peavy says, though, you're a winner. So to me, it's not a surprise because you won in middle school, you won in high school, you won in junior college, and I know you're gonna win wherever you go next. Like, you win wherever you go. If you think about it, like, you're a winner. Like, sure, you had, you know, your adversity and things like that, but at the end of the day, winners win.
And I feel like that's what led me to get all of that, whereas I never really thought about any of that. And if, you know, JUCO, everybody's there to go D1 or go here or go there. I was honestly, and I told my teammates and my coaches just every day, I'm like, bro, I'm just here to help y'all experience what I already experienced. I'm not here.
That's so selfless of you.
I'm not here to be All-American. I'm not here to score 50. I did that once, but I wasn't there.
You did do that once.
I wasn't there for that. Like, that's not what I was there for.
That's what y'all had to do to win. Score 50.
But my teammates, they was always, so how does it feel to win a state championship? I'm like, bro, I can't explain it. Like, y'all just gonna have to see when we win a national championship.
Ooh.
So it felt good for me to just be there, just to play basketball, help them experience that. And once we won, seeing it happen, it was a lot of emotions, you know, just seeing my guys happy. You know, it was just, that's the feeling I can't explain as well. Like, it just felt good. I felt a different sense of maturity all the way down to us finishing, you know, graduating. Like, I got a picture I sent to my girlfriend and I after we graduated. Like, I'm just crying. I don't even know why. Just tears just coming down. She like, what you crying for? I'm like, I don't even freaking know. I don't even have a clue. I'm just leaving my school, you know, and just realizing.
You've been through a lot, though, too.
Everything that we did there, it was crazy. It was a lot of fun, a lot of trials, a lot of ups and downs. Like, it was a blessing to experience that. Each experience, the good and the bad, it was just a blessing.
Yeah. I know you have, you know, your one more chapter at your new school, but what advice would you give to, like, the kids at Duncanville Now, or just people going into college, maybe like the kid that, you know, thinks they know everything or has to go D1 or do this or feels like they have, you know, something to prove? What advice would you give to that person?
Don't worry about expectations. Like, you know, just live life. Like, people always worried about the expectation of, especially with social media being a thing, everybody has this vision of the type of life that they want to live, when in reality, the life that you want to live is going to come from within, not necessarily the things you have or the places you're going or nothing like that. It's going to be the way you treat people, how people treat you, the relationships you build. You know, just be there for people and allow people to be there for you, and you're going to be good at the end of the day. Don't be so materialistic about things, or you know, don't think you got to have something to be something, you know. Be you, and you're going to be exactly who you want to be and what you want to be.
Quote. We should put that on our shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a good quoter.
You are.
I got a lot of good quotes from a lot of good people. That's another good quote. I'm telling you, I got bangers. If y'all want bangers, I got bangers. I got bangers.
So I do have to ask, while I have you here, where do you rank on Duncanville's, you know, all-time, just off the court, on the court, like, hymn list?
Where do I rank?
Mm-hmm.
I'm biased.
You're number one, you think?
Yeah, I'm biased.
And the best team is 2020. Could you guys beat 2022?
2022? What team is that?
AB, Ashton, Ron, Sykes. Wait, are you taking 2020 or 2019 for your team?
I have more friends on 2020, so I feel like it would be disrespectful for me to pick 2019.
Mm-hmm.
But I always pick 2019 for the simple fact we was the first group. Like, without 2019, there is no 2023.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I always pick 2019. And
okay, so could 2019 beat 2022?
Yes. 2019 could beat anybody because Ram and Micah are unstoppable. Especially Ram. Mike is unstoppable too, but if Ram's not unstoppable, Mike is going to be unstoppable. If Mike is not unstoppable,
What was the year you didn't play
Ram's
defense?
going to be unstoppable. That was 2020.
Okay.
But that's because I was putting the ball in the circle. That's why I didn't play defense. I was scoring, for sure, a lot of baskets. A lot.
I feel like you're the most popular.
How can you say? Probably in Dallas. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the dudes on our team
I'm thinking
come
of
from
like
outside of Dallas.
senior year, like just you were popular at school with the teachers, your personality. There's never been anyone like you. Bug is close.
But you gotta think a lot of guys who came to Duncanville, they didn't go there for 4 years. Like a lot of the guys, Bug, who Eric, CJ, dudes like that. But as far as like AB, who else?
Hold the mic. Why are you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. As far as like AB, Zurich, like Juan, dudes like that, Ram, shoot, even Michael, like they didn't go to Duncanville
they weren't there for 4 years.
all 4
That's
years.
true.
So it's a different type of outlook, I guess. But if you're talking about guys who went all 4 years, like me, CJ, Ron, Cam, Sykes, Jackson, Evan went all 4 years, right? Yeah, Evan.
Little Ev.
I guess you could say I am the most popular for sure. Ron is famous.
I feel like though Ron is more social media famous though. Like I and it's not fair because if y'all were like had social media and me all 4 years, I feel like you'd be more popular.
I feel like I wouldn't be in the position I am if I had you for 4 years.
That would have been so much fun.
Yeah, that most definitely would have been fun.
I feel like, kind of like we talked about it, and I don't care how long this episode is because whatever. Anyways, people take that for granted now.
You?
Yeah.
I tell you that every day, Britt.
I know.
And look, y'all.
It's so frustrating.
And y'all don't be treating Britt right, bro. And she be down. And only reason I'm telling y'all is because I'm the one who's here every day with Britt.
You gotta hear it.
Trying to make sure she's okay. Stop treating Britt like that, bro. I don't like that. And y'all know me. I know who y'all are. And I'm not gonna say no names, bro. And y'all know who I'm talking about.
Thank you.
And I show y'all respect. I show everybody respect. I treat everybody with respect. I don't disrespect nobody. I don't talk down on nobody. And I know how y'all be treating Britt, bro. And I still talk to y'all. I still treat y'all with respect. Bro, Britt's normal, bro. Like any other person, fam. Just like you go through stuff, just like I go through stuff, Britt go through stuff.
But here's the thing I don't think people realize about me is I'm very sensitive. Very sensitive.
Exactly. You're just more sensitive than the average.
I'm really hard on myself. I don't think I'm good or my work is good. And so, like, even yesterday, I told you were like, you're so good at everything you do. And I was like, I'm so mid. And it's like, I believe that. Like, I feel like people perceive me as being cocky or that I lucked up with Duncanville when that's not the case at all. No.
Yeah. Me and Britt didn't cross paths on purpose. It was accidental. I'm happy it happened for the simple fact that I don't feel like you ever had a person like me in your life, if that makes sense. Somebody who...
Nah.
Exactly. Like somebody who gonna be nice to you every day,
Good,
no matter
bad.
what. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like even when you feeling bad, I know how people are. Like, like if you having a bad day, people will really text me and be like, bro, Britt tripping again. I'm like, bro, what y'all mean? Like, Britt tripping? I'm like, bro, she's not tripping, fam. Like, she's having a bad day just like anybody else, fam.
It's really hard, too, like, being around as a girl doing what I do in this profession. Hey, there's not a lot of girls.
And strictly dudes.
Have
you
a camera.
Around strictly
like,
dudes.
when I go to a game, like, I'm the only girl. And then being probably, like, when we're in Dallas, like the most notable, the most popular, I work with the best team. I'm, at one point, I'm working with Ashton and Ron and KJ and AB. Like, I'm working with these
big time
power, you know what I mean? Cam, on all these people, Zurich, Wade had me at like all of his games, so I feel like people perceive me like as a certain way that I'm not. And then even just like being the only girl like with the coaches, like it's so hard. Like,
but it's different. You gotta think. I grew
so hard.
Everybody has a father, but you know, I grew up around strictly women. Like my whole family is
That's
women.
true.
It's me, my grandmother, my mom. Of course, Bryce came along later, but even now I stay with my aunt. Like, it's just, I'm around nothing but women. Like, it's different. Like, you have to have a different approach when it comes to women. You have to actually care. Like, you can't just be so macho man all the time. Like, you gotta come down to their level too. Whereas
I feel like Sykes is good at that too because of his sisters.
Yeah, he
like
got sisters. Yeah,
me and him are really close. Like, I remember it was so funny. I didn't even have you that long because I wasn't there the whole season. But I remember when you left, everybody was like, "Oh my God! Like, who's gonna be your J?" Like, it was always like a thing after you left. Like, who's gonna fill that role? And I feel like you passed it on to Zurich a little bit.
That's why me and Zurich so close.
Yeah, and then it was always kind of like the person that was hurt. That's who I got close with. Like, it was Sykes for a long time. He has a really big heart. You and him would get, if y'all played together, y'all would just like get along great.
I already know. Before AB came to Duncanville, we was real cool. Like, we was real close.
You know what I mean? So it was like, we were there for each other a lot. And, you know, I would always just talk to him, make sure he's okay and things like that. Like, he's really hard on himself when it comes to basketball and things like that. But yeah, I feel like each year you've kind of passed it off. And shout out to Bug for just holding it down.
Yes, sir. Hey, Bug, you top 5 in my book, bro. Top 5 in my book.
Like, when it's all said and done, Bug will be like right behind you.
Yeah,
and he's okay
know.
with that. But it's like, I've been with him since he's in 8th grade.
Look, we was at the gym the other day when we had to run, and I was leaving. I was like, I gotta go check on Britt. I turned around, I seen Bug, and I was like, oh, she good.
Yeah,
I was like, she'll be
he
all right.
knows. He walks me to my car. Like, it was crazy. So, there was an alumni run, and Caleb and Chance were like play fighting, and I was just walking by, and Caleb just nailed me in the eye. And Caleb is strong, and I was already mad, and I just started crying because my contact came out, my eye was red, and Bug just like runs over, and is like, "Y'all stop playing, like make sure Britt's okay."
Britt, you good.
Walks me to the bathroom, like he's
yes sir, Bug for the win, man. Hey, Bug, I see you at Pangos, man. I like what you doing, putting on for the Ville, man.
Yeah. The last thing I kind of want to talk about is just more, how hard was it for you to watch the program with Coach Peavy's suspension and just, you know, I feel like we were on top of the world and it was just like we were Dallas's team. And then all of a sudden, you know, we're the bad guys and people are talking bad about Coach Peavy and just saying negative things, and it was just like we couldn't get on Twitter. Like, as someone who was a part of the program that had to watch that on the outside, how did it maybe affect you and like everything?
I ain't gonna lie, it didn't feel like I was watching it on the outside, because you gotta think, when I'm gone, I'm still a representation of Duncanville, so people use me as a way to get that information as well. So what's going on with Coach Peavy? Or they'll make a small joke about, you know, AB and Coach Peavy, and I'm like, bro, like, relax, like, you need to chill out, or like, I ain't gonna lie, however it was for y'all, I feel like it was similar for me, because I had to answer
comments and
I had
jokes.
to answer to those same things y'all had to answer to. Probably wasn't as much pressure on me because it wasn't me, and, you know, shout out to AB, Coach Peavy, and, you know, they whole family, because I know that was a tough time, and it was hard to watch, because everybody knows Coach Peavy. Coach Peavy just here for us. Like, he here for the kids. He don't want nothing to happen to nobody. He just wants us to play basketball and enjoy the game. So, for whatever was going on, it was like, it's unnecessary, especially with UIL and everything going on. Everybody who's been in UIL knows how UIL is. Like, at the end of the day, it's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, for a kid who's just trying to play basketball, it just wasn't necessary.
Yeah, that was such a hard time, just like the stuff on Twitter, and then there was a time where like we weren't allowed to post on social media,
Mm-hmm.
and then from that point on, everything that I had to post
Mm-hmm.
had to get approved by like 3 people, and it honestly just became a mess. And even now, because the team is under probation, like there's still so much,
Mm-hmm.
and people on the outside like have no idea like how it affected just everyone, and just having to read the things on Twitter, and you just be wanting to reply so bad, and you
Mhm.
just have to like.
I feel like
You
stuff
can't
like
do
that
it.
kept Duncanville close though, cause you know
Yeah.
it was one of those things where it was everybody against Duncanville all over again still. So it was good to see y'all, you know, stay together, you know, just
Yeah.
even still keep going,
Like,
make
it was
to
crazy
state.
when they told us the year that Coach Peavy couldn't coach, when they told us, you know,
Mhm.
we couldn't go to state, how so many of the kids could have gone to prep, and they were
Mhm.
calling, and
Mhm.
no one left. And I think people were really surprised that Ron, KJ, Cam, everybody like
Mhm.
decided to stay.
But that's
It's
why
crazy.
by the good kids, bro. That's why
It's
they
like the
emotion
cool
shows
kids
like
club.
that. Like you told me, that emotion showed on senior night too.
Yeah.
Everybody was crying. It was a sad time.
Yeah.
Like it's just so much.
Coach Ford said in a video clip once, he was like, you either at Duncanville or you want to be at Duncanville. And I feel like that's what we've made it.
Exactly.
Like, little kids now will comment, like, Britt, don't leave Duncanville. Like, I'm going to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, people, like, follow us. Like, we get hate comments. Like, 30,000 Instagram followers for high school is just insane. And I'm just like, I've built a monster. And it
Mhm.
started with you.
Don't put it on me, bro. You did that.
It's
you
just
did
crazy
your
though,
thing.
because out of all of the followers, it's this year's team. Like, I'm like,
Mhm.
I had Ron, AB, Ashton,
Mhm.
KJ, have all these people, and this is the year that we go
Go
viral
up.
and blow up. Speaking of, and I want you to be honest, but like, how is it for you seeing this year's team kind of compete? You were at the film
Mhm.
session. It's a whole nother generation of kids that you didn't even go to high school with.
Mhm.
So, as someone that laid the foundation, the bricks, how is it for you kind of seeing the culture shift?
I'm gonna be honest. That film session, I was a little disappointed. I was like, bro, what is this? They playing Lakers, they losing, you know.
No, we
Like,
were
it was
getting
just-
beat.
Yeah, y'all were getting. Oh my god. Anyways, I just seen that, but what I can say and what I did realize was, and I'm not saying for y'all watching, I'm not saying it's because of me or whoever was there, but once we left after that and I went back to school, I seen improvement. I feel like they got a chance. I feel like it's not as bad as everybody making it seem. You know, they just had a bad
It
spread.
was.
I feel like it's like
It was
the
bad.
2019 year.
No,
You don't think
y'all
so?
won state that year. We lost in the second round to Wiley East.
I said like. I didn't say it was the 2019 year. I said it's like the 2019 year. They just got to learn all over again. And the difference between them and us, they are way younger than we was.
Yeah.
So they got time. And, you know, it's a lot of pressure on them. That's why I keep
So much pressure.
saying that. It's a lot
But
of
I
pressure
feel
on
like
them.
I feel like there's no excuse though, because that's what you sign up for. That's
Mhm.
what you want. When you're on JV, when you're at Kennemer, you
Mhm.
want to be on varsity. You want
Mhm.
Britt to be on camera. And it was one of those things where they were running and I was filming, and I was like, yeah, it's a little different than watching the videos.
Mhm.
And they were just like, oh my god, like,
It's way different. It's a different
you know,
type
because
of
people
pressure.
see the videos and they're like, I want that. And then when you get there and you're getting yelled at,
I feel like they more so wanted the popularity until they got into it. Then they realized it's not just about.
it's work.
Yeah.
So what's your expectation for this year's team?
Win the district. Win the district. You win the district, everything else will handle itself.
No, because we won the district last year. The goal is to win
This
state.
year?
Yeah.
Y'all won the district this year?
Yes. We tied with Waxahachie.
No, win the district. Win.
We did win. They were co-champions.
You don't get a co-state championship.
I'm saying, like, when has Coach Peavy's goal ever been, let's win district? We don't even celebrate district.
I know that.
You know
but-
the goal is to win state. They have,
And
I'm
I do
sorry,
know that,
but
Britt,
they
but how
have,
did
they
y'all-
have the two top 100 guards that average, I'm bad at math, like 50 points a game, whatever.
Britt,
And the goal is to win district?
I'm going to tell you this. My first year at National Park, we were co-conference champs.
I'm not talking about national
Listen,
Okay, my bad.
let
I'm
me
sorry.
explain.
I'm sorry.
We was trying to win the national championship, and we were co-conference champions. And we thought we was going to win the national championship. You ain't winning nothing with a co.
Okay.
With a co. That next year.
So Coach Peavy and Coach Johnson were co-coaches of the year.
Exactly.
Okay.
Coach Peavy, that doesn't count. Doesn't count.
He didn't want to acknowledge, like, he doesn't.
He don't even want that next to his name. That's like an asterisk.
He doesn't really care about that either, but.
Exactly.
Winning Coach of the Year.
Of
We care
course
about
he
one
doesn't.
thing at Duncanville.
Winning state championships.
Winning state championships. And I feel like, I'm going to say they, because I'm not going back. They have a great chance to do it. I hope they do it. I think it would just, obviously, the storybook ending would have been to win it this year and Coach Peavy's first year back, but I feel like, and I just named the group chat for this year the Redemption Tour. It's not revenge because we're not, but redemption is just getting everything back that we lost. And I feel like there needs to be a huge chip on their shoulders. You know, Beckham and Deuce are older now. Cam and
More
BJ have
mature.
been in the program for a year.
And they are all way better.
Yeah. Jiren has been doing really well. So I feel like, I feel like they have to win state this year. Like,
and with the AAU seasons they having, I feel like it could happen too. Like, they all look really good in AAU right now.
Yeah.
Like, they all doing good.
And people don't think about it, though. They didn't have Coach Peavy in the gym for a whole year.
Yeah.
They had, you know, Coach Ford in them. And so having a year off and then having that man back in the gym, even if you were on JV, just his presence alone will make you get woo.
Get some goosebumps.
Yes. You know what I mean? So, like, Bug didn't have him coach him
Right.
his sophomore year. So that was a big adjustment for everyone. It's a big adjustment having Coach Peavy come in, your BJ and Cam as a junior, and tell you that, like, you're trash. And that you're not flying around, you're not playing defense, whatever. So I feel like everyone is just going to be more used to it. Coach Peavy's back in the... I'm sure he had a lot to get... Like, he didn't coach for a year.
He had to adjust too, probably.
Yeah, he used to be at the crib watching on NFHS. So I just feel like it's going to be a great year. I'm super excited. You know, I'm not planning to go back for my personal reasons or whatever, but like you said, it's family. I'm rooting. I think it'll be interesting for me watching from afar, but I'm excited to, like, just see how they do and still just help and be there any way I can, just not, you know, from a
job standpoint.
Yeah, from a day-to-day, like, job standpoint. And I'm just truly blessed for my time there. Like, it still just hasn't hit. I feel like the years have just ran together because it was like, we win state.
Exactly.
Okay, we did it again. Okay, we did it again. And then last year, obviously, like, we didn't. But it's just like I told you on my hard drive, there's so many memories. There's so, like, I can't wait to just tell the rest of the story and, like, put it out there and, like, let people know what really happened and how we all, like, really felt. And I'm super, super thankful and blessed for you, just because I feel like I've had a lot of good relationships with other people that have been a part of the program, but I feel like a lot of people kind of outgrow me and we've grown closer. Well, I'm just saying, it's true that
it is.
People go through that stage where like, oh, I want to be close with Britt and I want her to do this and that, and those people will comment on everything and share everything, and then they get to an age where it's like they've outgrown me, they're big time, they're in college or pro, and then, you know, those relationships kind of fade. But I feel like you've been super
thorough,
loyal, and just there. I don't like that word.
Thorough? You don't like it?
No. So
what word would you rather use?
I don't
Genuine?
know. I'm just trying to just say I appreciate you and thank you, and I love that people still, like, attach us together. Like, the coaches are always like, Britt, JB's here. I'm like, I know. Or like they ask me about you, like, what's going on and stuff. So,
Britt, we locked in. Ain't going nowhere, bro. This is a real friendship. This is a real friendship right here. Yeah. And I appreciate this friendship just as much as you do. And I feel like it shows through the way we treat each other.
Yeah. Look at Harper.
She sleep.
Yeah, she's been a good girl. We have to end with Harpy.
Y'all, Harper ain't been messing with me today. I don't know what the beef is.
Because you've been an uninvolved... Ooh, helps. You've been an uninvolved uncle.
Oh, she gave me a leg carpet. Finally. You ain't been messing with me all day. You need a nap. I appreciate you too.
Oh, you see Uncle JB.
I talk to Harper every day too, if y'all didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
We got that's a good little relationship going.
So did we cover everything? Like, is there anything that I missed? Like, is there anything you know? You told me, like, you have some stuff to say, and I just want to, since I have the platform, like.
I feel like I am missing something, but I don't know what it is. But I feel like we covered everything. I feel like the only reason I feel like I'm missing something is because I don't remember what it was that I said I had to say.
Maybe it wasn't important. Oh, this is so cute.
I can't remember.
I mean, we talked about junior college. We talked about just advice, like how hard it is.
We talked about everything. I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Except Bryce. How it is having a little brother playing basketball, but Bryce time gonna come.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how you're gonna be like a basketball dad, brother. Like when y'all were working out the other day, you were like, "Oh, this is so cute. Take a picture." You were like, "Oh, he's making me mad."
Bryce, I thought you was gonna post that clip. I wanted you to. I'd be hard on him. That's what I want to say. Champ.
Your dog?
Yeah, I haven't seen Champ in a long time.
Oh, his dog. He's a terrible dog dad.
And I know, y'all. I know y'all haven't seen Champ, and y'all probably be wondering where he is. Some of y'all probably don't even give 2 cares about Champ. All the people who said they did care about Champ and they been asking where he at.
Well, you don't post him.
I know. We going to Nebraska, so we might be considering bringing Champ with us.
I think you should bring him.
So we might have some Champ content on the way. We might.
You should.
We might. We gonna see y'all.
I just think we have 2 years to really just build your brand up, and you should trust me because you can get NIL and brand deals at any level, and I feel like you have a unique story, you have a great personality, people like you, and I feel like we just need to show people that, and brands would just love to work with you. And by the time you're done, like your 2 years, we need to have you like set up to where like you can just get a $10,000 brand deal on Instagram for like, posting stuff. Like I feel like.
Well, Britt, you didn't tell me that you had this in mind. If you would have told me that, I would have considered it. Y'all know Britt be trying to get me to do TikToks and stuff like that. I don't.
I've told him this so many times. He just doesn't listen. I don't want to be on social media. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust Britt, y'all. I'm gonna trust Britt. We gonna try it.
I think we should get some like day in the life. I'll edit them for you.
We got a long summer too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here till August.
It's gonna be great. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and just the realness of this conversation and everything that not only we've been through together, but his journey and just really how hard it is, man. Like playing college basketball is hard, and I think hopefully through your story and just you talking, people will just humble themselves a little bit and even know that you can have like a great college career. That the college grind is it's real different. But I feel like you're gonna be just so prepared for your new school now.
I am. Like I feel like the maturity is there. Like I feel like I won't take no false steps. I feel it. I feel like I won't take no false steps.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes though, we're going to go on another tangent. I'm really quick. I'm so sorry. But I feel like a lot of times though, like people just don't prepare kids today for just how hard it is. It's like, okay, get the scholarship, get to the school. But like when you get there, it's like.
Then what?
Yeah.
Now what?
It's so hard.
So do I just do what I want to do or?
I feel like, everyone is pretty good when you get to college. Like, everyone's good. And then it's just like more so just the decisions that you make and who you
surround yourself with.
Yeah, who you surround yourself with. Because I remember at one point, your freshman year, I was like, I thought I had to burp. Sorry. I thought I had to burp. We're keeping it real. Okay, no, but I remember I was like, just be careful who you're surrounding yourself with, because if your teammates, if you're not playing and you're around your other teammates that aren't playing, and they're negative, and they're talking about the coach, and you're around that, you're going to be associated with that, and you're going to start believing that too, when you really should be buying into the team and getting up extra reps and stuff like that.
Cheering on your teammates who are playing.
Yeah. Like, it's, man, it's dang. Ooh. I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore, especially now with, like, social media. Like,
I'm embracing it. It. I love it. I ain't gonna lie, I love it. Especially after everything that I done seen in the process it took to truly understand that I love it. I really enjoy it. I just try to get, I don't know, I'm big on bringing other people along.
You know, Coach Peavy told me, he was like, JB is just so selfless. This was a couple weeks ago. He was like, JB called me and asked me for Chris Beard's number, and I was like, hold on, JB, like, you trying to go to Ole Miss?
No.
And he was like, no, but I got my teammate, da-da-da-da-da, like, and Coach Peavy was like, well, what about you? Where are you going? And you were just like, I'm going to be fine, like, I'm good, but, like, you were just looking out for your teammate, and I was like, that's the most JB thing ever.
Believe it or not, that teammate's coming to school with me.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He asked me if I want to stay with him.
Wow.
I was like, nah, me and my girl, we got
Wait, I didn't know about that.
What?
Y'all are just shacking up together. And
you want the drop on college? So I'm bringing 2 of my teammates from my national championship team.
I didn't know that.
Well, I'm not bringing them because, they deserve to come on their own.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. Yeah,
they're coming. And then
what, y'all gonna get a house?
They was trying to get a house, but I don't want my girlfriend to have to wake up and look at 2 of them.
Yeah, that's messy and gross, and
because she wants to be comfortable, so I want to make sure.
And we have to do her beauty content.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow JB. Anything else you want to say to the people?
Nothing. I appreciate y'all for always staying tuned in to Britt. Whoever's watching this, I appreciate you for supporting Britt and everything she has going on. And I hope you find the love and courtesy to continue to do so.
Yes, and I will let you guys know what my plans are. I'm in the portal.
Yeah, Britt
right
in the portal,
now.
y'all. Britt in the portal.
So we will figure it out.
If you want to drop on Britt, just hit me up.
Cash app him.
I got you.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, girly pops. Even though my audience is all boys.